Celebration TV.
To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ondo State Governor, Ibikule Amosu.
To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ondo State Governor, Ibikule Amosu.
To 15.7 trillion naira at the end. You're welcome to Celebration Television News Desk. I am Nicholas Akosile Walter. I do hope you had a wonderful weekend. Now the news making the headlines. End SARS. Listen to the voice of the people, Apostle Suleiman tells federal government. Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo on an ECOWAS mission in Mali. New local lockdown restrictions in England to be unveiled. Nigerian insurance industry's asset rises to 1.8 trillion naira. Nadal beats Djokovic to win French Open. Please stay with us as we'll bring you details of the news after this short break. Welcome back, and now the news in full. End SARS. Listen to the voice of the people, Apostle Suleiman tells federal government. The Special Anti-Robbery Squad, which was set up to curb crimes and insecurities in the country, has in turn settled as accomplices to the said crime. Following trend, it's been alarming all over Nigeria as young boys have been arrested and killed unjustly in a bid to carry out their duties, although wrongly. Moving further, the president of Omega Fire Ministries, Apostle Johnson Suleiman, took to his Twitter by saying he will be addressing the country on the issue and observing a moment of silence for all who have lost their lives by the attacks of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. Bringing these to fruition at the church service in Omega Fire Ministries, Aucheto State, Nigeria, on Sunday, 11th October 2020, Apostle Johnson Suleiman addressed the issues of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. He stated that the police force was set up in the year 1930, while the Special Anti-Robbery Squad was set up in 1992, urging that a 28-year-old unit should not destroy a 90-year-old establishment. Meanwhile, he added that the unit has been doing well before it became corrupt in itself because of the bad eggs recruited in the unit. Expressing more displeasure, he added that the voice of a people should be stronger than that of a leadership, justifying the saying Vox Populi Vox Dei. In Latin, the voice of the people is the voice of God, and the voice of the people should be heard.
I did say that I was going to speak about what is going on, that we can have a moment of silence, right? If you follow me on Twitter, I said that. You know, anytime something good is initiated, the devil takes advantage of it. The Special Anti-Robbery Squad, which is called SARS, was founded in 1992 to combat crime. They were specially trained to handle crime, and they were doing very well, picking up criminals and all that. But some bad heads got in, and you see the level of waste, how young people are being killed, and youths are now afraid to even dress well. And yeah, because of some bad heads among the youths, some internet boys have destroyed people's lives, defrauded people. So the good ones are now paying for what the bad ones have done. Mothers have lost children, sisters have lost brothers, because some of these SARS people, they are very temperamental, aggressive, bully. And the Nigerian police force was founded in 1930. The police force is older than Nigeria. The police force is 90 years old. SARS is 28 years old. So you cannot allow a 28-year-old unit destroy a 90-year-old establishment. How you know a good leadership is that the voice of the people is stronger than the voice of the leader. Any nation where the voice of the leader is stronger than the voice of the people is a banana republic. When the people say end this, end this, end this, to tell them that you are accountable to them, you end it. You don't say you have spent so much to, set up an organization, so because of the investment you cannot end it. You don't refurbish a bad investment. If you got married to somebody and on the night of your wedding you discovered that what you thought was a wife is a man, will you go ahead with the marriage? You cancel the marriage. So you end it. And those people who are protesting and taking advantage, looting, destroying stores, they are worse than what they are protesting against. You don't take advantage of protest or you hijack it to start a movement or something. When it comes to life, everybody is a stakeholder. When it comes to killing somebody, taking life, that is why you see the whole place. It's not about fuel price, it's not about electricity tariff, it's about life. So we are all calling the government that say, listen to the voice of the people. The whole world is watching to see if the leadership will listen to the people. So on behalf of all of those who have died, we are going to observe a moment of silence. Young people, young boys, innocently killed. May their souls rest in peace.
The apostle, however, voiced his dissatisfaction on the issue as innocent lives have been lost by loved ones and appealed that the government see to the end of Special Anti-Robbery Squad because a bad investment cannot be refurbished, rather be put to an end. Meanwhile, a few hours after that service, the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, announced the disbandment of the Federal Special Anti-Robbery Squad of the Nigerian Police Force. He said the operatives will be redeployed to other police formations and commands. At the briefing, the IGP said the Federal Special Anti-Robbery Squad of the Nigerian Police Force, otherwise known as SARS, is hereby dissolved in all the 36 states police commands and the Federal Capital Territory. The briefing was immediately followed by a statement signed by Force Public Relations Officer DCP Frank Mba. The settlement titled IGP dissolved the Special Anti-Robbery Squad partly read the IGP, while noting that the dissolution of SARS is in response to the yearnings of the Nigerian people, observes that by the dissolution, all officers and men of the now defunct Special Anti-Robbery Squads are being redeployed with immediate effect. However, after hearing the announcement that the Special Anti-Robbery Squad was dissolved, Apostle Suleiman still took to his Twitter handle, this time saying that it was not enough and requested for an executive order to that effect. Moving forward quickly, Akeredolu wins Ondo governorship election. The Independent National Electoral Commission declared Governor Rotimi Akeredolu winner of the governorship election in the state, having polled the highest score of 292,850 votes. Akeredolu defeated the People's Democratic Party candidate Eitayo Jagade, who got 195,791 votes, and the Deputy Governor Agbonla Ajayi of the Zenith Labour Party, who came a distant third with 69,127 votes. The Ondo State Election Chief Returning Officer, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Ibadan, Professor Idowu Olayinka, made the announcement at the INEC headquarters in Akure. Olayinka said elections were conducted and candidates received the following votes. Oluwarotimi Akeredolu got to 92,830 votes. Eyitayo Jegede got 195,791 votes, and Agbonla Ajayi got 69,127 votes. Oluwarotimi Akeredolu secured the highest number of votes among the 17 contestants. Moreover, he was expected to score 25% in 2/3 of the states, but he scored it across the 18 local government areas. Though Jegede won the first local government INT'L results to be announced, Akeredolu maintained a comfortable lead after 16 of the 18 local government areas results were announced. Jegede won in Akure South, Akure North, and Afedore local government areas, while the deputy governor and Zenith Labour candidate Agbonla Ajayi won none. In another development, quickly, Edo State recruits teachers for rural communities. The Edo State government has commenced the recruitment of teachers for rural and remote communities under the Edo Supporting Teachers to Achieve Results Edo Star Teaching Fellowship Program across the state's 3 senatorial districts. The Edo Star Teaching Fellowship Program is a 3-year intensive training and field experience employment program for teachers and aspiring teachers who will be transited into the Edo State Civil Service upon satisfactory job performance. In a statement, the Executive Chairman of Edo State Universal Basic Education Board, Dr. Joanne Osa Oviawe, noted that the Edo Star Teaching Fellowship Program was open to those with and without teaching credentials. She said those who have not received their teaching qualifications will be required to attain their PGDE and PDE through the Edo State College of Education during the first 2 years of the program. The Edo Star Teaching Fellowship Program comes with salary and performance-based incentives and bonuses, she added. Oviawe disclosed that the purpose of the program is to hire teachers to teach solely in their communities, adding that the minimum qualifications are NCE, HND, BEd, and BSc. To apply, the executive chairman urged applicants to complete the application form by visiting the Edo Suburb website. Indigents of these communities are encouraged to apply. Also note, the candidate selection will be on a rolling basis. Quickly coming from around Africa, Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo on an ECOWAS mission in Mali. The President of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, who is also the current President of Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, is on a mission of the 15-nation bloc in Bamako. He was received by the transitional President Ondo on Sunday to take stock of the political transition and discuss the next steps to ensure that the deadline of the eventual election is met. All activities towards regional solidarity with the now embargo-free Mali still regrouping post-coup d'etat August. The Ghanaian president is the first head of state to visit a West African nation since the ECOWAS imposed sanctions were lifted. And quickly, still from around Africa, Tanzanian presidential candidate promises economic reform in Zanzibar. Before thousands of Zanzibaris at Kibanda Meiti grounds in Unguja, the Zanzibar ruling party Chama Cha Mapinduzi's CCM presidential candidate Hussein Ali Mwinyi kicked off his election campaign on Saturday with a pledge to carry out economic reform and provide ongoing support for the union between the semi-autonomous island of Zanzibar and the Tanzanian mainland at a campaign rally. The presidential campaign was launched following the nominations of 17 presidential candidates by the Zanzibar Electoral Commission, ZEC. Aspects of economic reform include increasing the scope of revenue collection and jobs in the eyes. Dr. Mwinyi also plans to stimulate economic growth via an increase in the annual number of tourists from 500,000 to 850,000. He also promised to build a small port as a step towards reinforcing the fishing industry, as well as facilitate access to employment for Zanzibaris through gas and oil investments, with the added potential for productive deals in the sector. The CCM candidate also seeks the construction modern ports at Maruhubi and implements the construction of roads and airports as measures to stimulate economic growth. An extra push will be for the construction of factories in Nguja and Pemba, whose production activities will employ locally sourced raw materials and create numerous job openings for the youth on the eyes. We'll go on a very short break. We'll come back to bring you updates from the United Kingdom. Stay with us.
Is over. You can now connect to Celebration TV's official website, www.mycelebrationtv.com. Specially designed for your satisfaction, you get to access a lineup of inclusive contents and programs of Celebration TV. Get the latest updates and news stories from our news desk. Be kept abreast on infos about all outreaches and events of the Resurrection Apostle Johnson and Dr. Lizzie Suleiman. Watch Celebration TV on the go via our 24/7 live streaming service. With all these and more, we'll make your partnership with us as we take the gospel around the world way easier with just a click. Hurry now. Visit www.mycelebrationtv.com.
Welcome back, and now updates from the UK. New local lockdown restrictions in England to be unveiled. New local lockdown rules for England are due to be announced later. The Liverpool City region is expected to face the tightest restrictions under a new three-tier system, which will classify regions as being at a medium high or very high level of alert. But Steve Rutherham and the city region's mayor said no deal has been agreed. Talks between local leaders elsewhere in England and the government in Westminster continue. Liverpool recorded 600 cases per 100,000 people in the week ending 6th October. The average for England was 74. The Liverpool City region includes the local authority districts of Halton, Knowsley, Sefton, St. Helens and Wirral, as well as Liverpool. More clarity on restrictions expected later, with new curbs to be reviewed after a month. Prime Minister Boris Johnson will chair a meeting of the emergency Cobra meeting to determine the final interventions. He will then announce changes in the Commons before speaking at a Downing Street press conference in the evening. The Prime Minister is expected to be joined by Chancellor Rishi Sunak and England's Chief Medical Officer Professor Chris Whitty. Under the new system, Tier 3 is expected to involve the tightest restrictions. More updates from the United States of America. Supreme Court's nominee vows to apply law as written. U.S. President Donald Trump's pick for a Supreme Court vacancy will later tell senators that she will judge legal cases impartially, or whatever her own preferences might be. Conservative jurist Amy Coney Barrett faces a 4-day confirmation hearing in the Senate that starts today. If approved, Judge Barrett will replace Liberal Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who actually died recently, aged 87. Judge Barrett's nomination for the role has proved politically controversial. It was announced by Mr. Trump at the end of September, and the Republicans are trying to complete the process before it takes on Democratic rival Joe Biden in the 3rd November presidential elections. Should Judge Barrett's nomination be confirmed, conservative-leaning justices will hold a 6-3 majority on the Supreme Court, shifting its ideological balance for potential decades to come. The court's 9 justices serve lifetime appointments, and their rulings can shape public policy on everything from gun and voting rights to abortion and campaign finance. Democrats fear Judge Barrett's successful nomination will favor Republicans in politically sensitive cases that reach the Supreme Court. Judge Barrett is the 3rd justice to be nominated by President Trump after Neil Gorsuch in 2017 and Brett Kavanaugh in 2018. Judge Barrett will pay tribute to judges she has worked with, including former Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia. And quickly, coming up next is business news. And on business news, Nigeria insurance industries asset rises to 1.8 trillion naira. The Nigerian insurance industry's asset rose from 1.61 trillion naira at the end of 2019 financial year to 1.8 trillion naira in June 2020. The Central Bank of Nigeria disclosed this in a report titled Insurance Sector General and Life Consolidated Balance Sheet in June 2020. According to the National Insurance Commission, the total assets stood at 1.26 trillion naira as of the end of 2018 financial period. NICOM expresses drive to achieve 40% financial inclusion in the insurance industry. A report on insurance development in Nigeria, the financial inclusion option by Zubairu Darazo, said the goal of achieving the target of 40% adult population penetration will be pursued through a broad range of coordinated interventions. It said they included providing enabling environment and framework for the excluded and low-income population to participate and benefit from insurances through the development of legal and regulatory frameworks on takaful and microinsurance. Thus, the Commission issued the 2 guidelines in 2013. He added that NICOM would enforce quick settlements of claims and sanctions for infractions, establishments of a dedicated department complaints bureau in the Commission. Still on business news, consumers paid 76.5 billion naira extra for petrol after deregulation investigation. More than 76.5 billion naira has been paid for the purchase of petrol by consumers since the downstream oil sector was deregulated in March this year. After the federal government deregulated downstream sector of the oil industry on March 19th, consumers of premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, have paid an additional sum of over 76.5 billion naira for the purchase of the commodity. In March, when the Petroleum Product Price Regulatory Agency announced the commencement of a deregulated downstream oil sector, the average cost of petrol at filling stations was 125 naira per litre. Since then, the price of the commodity had been fluctuating, moving upwards in most instances. It, however, recorded marginal reductions in April and June this year when it was sold at 123 naira 50 kobo per litre. In May, the pump price was 125 naira per litre, but in July, August and September, it increased and traded at average rates of 143 naira per litre, 149 naira per litre, and 158 naira per litre respectively. When compared to the 125 naira per litre cost of petrol in March when the downstream sector was deregulated, consumers paid extra 18 naira, 24 naira and 33 naira for petroleum in July, August and September respectively. Findings from the most recent monthly operations reports of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, which was for the July 2020, show that petrol supply and consumption across the country was 1.02 billion liters in that month. The NNPC is currently the major importer of premium motor spirits into Nigeria and has maintained this position for more than 2 years. Going by the 1.02 billion liters monthly consumption figure and the 18 naira that was paid extra for petrol in July after the deregulation of the downstream oil sector, it means that a total of 18.36 billion naira was paid extra by consumers in July. Similarly, using the 1.02 billion liters monthly consumption volume, users of PMS made extra payments of 24.48 billion naira and 33.66 billion naira in August and September respectively. We'll go on a short break now. We'll come back, we'll bring you details from the sporting world. Stay with us.
Welcome to the official podcast platform of Apostle Johnson Suleiman, AJS Daily. You will get daily series of profound teachings and anointed prayer series to build your faith and bless your life, move you from where you are to where you are to be. You will be equipped with the undiluted word of life, strong and imperative enough to help you achieve all-round success. These and more will be made available to you on this platform by the Restoration Apostle, #AJS Daily. You can listen and connect with AJS Daily on Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Google Podcast, Amazon Alexa, and as well as Stitcher and many more. AJS Daily for your all-round success.
Welcome back, and now sports news. Nadal beats Djokovic to win French Open. Rafael Nadal produced one of his finest French Open displays to stand Novak Djokovic and equal Roger Federer's record of 20 Grand Slam men's title. Spanish second seed Nadal outclassed world number 1 Djokovic in a 6-0, 6-2, 7-5 win, which clinched a record extending 13 15th title at Roland Garros. Questions had been asked about 34-year-old Nadal's level, but he responded with an almost flawless performance. Top seed Djokovic 33 lost a completed match for the first time in 2020. The Serb was overwhelmed by Nadal's rapid start and produced a despondent display as a result. Defeat also meant Djokovic who was bidding for an 18th Grand Slam title, lost ground on Nadal and Federer in their ongoing battle to finish with the most major wins. Nadal sealed victory after 2 hours 41 minutes with a kicking ace out wide on his first match point, leaving the Spaniard laughing as he fell to his knees on the court where he has enjoyed unparalleled success. In another sports news, quickly, NBA Finals, Los Angeles Lakers beat Miami Heat with LeBron James MVP. The Los Angeles Lakers ended a decade-long wait for a 17th NBA title as they beat the Miami Heat 106-97 to seal a 4-2 series victory. The finals' most valuable player, MVP LeBron James, posted a triple-double, scoring 28 points, 40 rebounds and 10 assists, with both Anthony Davis and Rajon Rondo adding 19 points. Victory ties the Lakers with the Boston Celtics for the most NBA championships. Before this season, the Lakers had failed to reach the playoffs for 6 consecutive years, and the long-awaited success comes after a campaign like no other. The NBA Finals would have been done and dusted in the sprint, but for the global spread of coronavirus that shut the season down on 11th of March. Hours after it was declared a pandemic and several players tested positive for the virus. The season eventually restarted on the 13th of July, but with no fans courtside. Played behind closed doors at Walt Disney World in Florida, players entered a bio-secured bubble, which the Lakers will now leave after more than 90 days away from friends and family. The Lakers last won an NBA title in 2010, and in 6 years they failed to reach the playoffs. The playoffs starkly illustrated their fall from grace. The low point came in 2015-2016 season when they managed just 17 wins and suffered 65 defeats. Change was on its way, though, with firing and hiring at the management level, followed by the blockbuster arrival of James, then a 3-time NBA champion from the Cleveland and Cavaliers. James becomes the first player in NBA history to be named Finals MVP with 3 different teams, Lakers, Cavaliers, and Heat. Now, with 4 MVPs to his name, he trails only Michael Jordan, who won 6. And that has brought us to the end of the news on Celebration Television News Desk. In case you're just joining us, here's the news headline recap. And SARS, listen to the voice of the people, Apostle Suleiman tells federal government. And Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo on an ECOWAS mission in Mali. New local lockdown restrictions in England to be unveiled. Nigeria insurance industry's asset rises to 1.8 trillion naira. And on sports, Nadal beats Djokovic to win French Open. And quickly we have photo of the day. You'll see that it states that every man is said to have ego, but ego is what will most times keep you on the same spot in life. Do you agree with that? You can drop your comment on our social media platforms on Facebook, Celebration TV, Instagram, My Celebration TV, Twitter, at My Celebration TV, YouTube, Celebration TV. Always remember that the continuous transformation of our society is a collective responsibility of all. No matter the office you hold as a nation's president, a thought leader, an opinion mother, a character builder, a professional, or as a person pursuing passion, you have a duty to give your all to making the society a better place for us and the generations to come. Play your part today and do it with all diligence. Thank you once again for staying with us on our news desk. I remain Nicholas Akosile Walter. Bless you. To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offence.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ondo State Governor, Ibikunle Amosun,